Hi there, gents. This video is for you. I would like to explain to you a little bit more about menopause because chances are you work with a woman, you might have some women at home or in your social circle. Unless you're living like a monk, you're coming across women. And the more you understand about menopause and what these women might be experiencing, the better equipped you are to understand them, to maybe help them and support them. So to start off with, my name's Anya. I am a health and menopause coach. And since my own experience of menopause, I've decided to specialize in this area because I passionately believe that the better we understand what people are going through, the more knowledge we have, the more we can support each other. So to start off with, menopause. It's a one-day event. All right, it's that one day when a woman hasn't had a menstrual cycle for 12 consecutive months. It's the lead up to that one-day event. That's the perimenopause, it's called, can be between 2 and 8 years sometimes. That's when her hormones are going up and down, a bit like the flip side of puberty, and that's when women are often really struggling with the symptoms, and they might not even be consciously aware that this is perimenopause that's happening for them, because it can start from our early 40s. Generally speaking, we're looking at perimenopause starting in the early 40s. Menopause average age is 51. There are obviously cases where it can happen a lot earlier or later, but that average age, 51 for menopause, perimenopause starting in the early 40s. And as I said, the hormones are starting to change. So the up and down of the estrogen, the progesterone, and testosterone can trigger symptoms like hot flushes, which we typically associate with menopause, but also difficulty sleeping, anxiety, mood disorders, so uncontrollable rage sometimes. That can also trigger a real lack of confidence. We start to question our ability to work because we're suddenly feeling anxious, or we're not sleeping well, so we've got terrible brain fog. And a lot of women really struggle with that and feel that they might actually be in the early stages of dementia because they're forgetting words mid-sentence, or they're having a conversation with someone and forgetting 2 minutes later what they talked about. So all of these things can be menopause. So there are physical symptoms like the hot flushes, dry skin, itchy eyes, itchy skin, hair loss. Weight gain is a big one that bothers a lot of women, but then also the mental side of things as well. So as I said, the anxiety, the lack of confidence, lots and lots of symptoms. There's a huge range of them, and women might experience just one or two or quite a few. So 1 in 4 women sail through this period with barely a symptom, but that leaves 3 in 4 really experiencing symptoms, and of those 1 in 4 really struggles a lot with this. So that's menopause. Basically, you've got your perimenopause, you've got the one-day event of menopause, and then after that is postmenopause. That's the rest of life. So what can we do about this? Well, first of all, you just watching this video, having a little bit of a better understanding is that first step. Then if she does mention it to you, you can listen, you can just be understanding. Don't try and offer solutions because that's really dependent on her and how she wants to treat it. There are various treatment options. So there's HRT, or MHT it's called these days. That's hormone replacement therapy or menopause hormone therapy administered by a medical practitioner. That can be really effective. It's pretty safe for most people these days. There are obviously a few women who won't be able to take those medications, but the vast majority of women can. There are lots of different options, and they're really safe and effective, as I said. There are complementary treatments as well. Not a lot of research around that, but that doesn't mean that they don't work. There are plenty of people who find them very effective. I do recommend speaking to a medical practitioner because those preparations can interfere with other medications she may be on. Then there's lifestyle. So this is the one that I really love because there is so much that we can do with our lifestyle that really impacts not only how we experience that hormonal transition, that journey through perimenopause, but also life beyond. So if you think the average age of menopause is 51, chances are it's another 30, 35 years of life beyond that. So what we do now in terms of our lifestyle, and this can apply to you as well, gents, really impacts that future. So having a think about what that future should look like and what you do now in terms of your food, your exercise, stress management, sleep, all really, really important to prioritize. So just a really high level overview in terms of food. A varied plant-based diet is important, but we shouldn't neglect our need for protein, calcium, all the vitamins and minerals that go into a well-rounded diet. The Mediterranean diet is one that comes up again and again as being really good for everyone really, but particularly for those for menopausal women. We're then looking at cutting back maybe on the alcohol. I know personally I found that wine just does not agree with me anymore. So, just being aware of that you might not be as tolerant in the of the alcohols anymore. Watching caffeine consumption, that can really impact hot flushes and sleep quality, anxiety as well if we're having too much caffeine. So again, it's a very personal journey. So encouraging your lady friend, your colleague, to explore what works for her. And then finally, there's mindset. What are the thoughts around menopause? What is she expecting of this time of life? Is she looking forward to that next stage of life? Or is she feeling like she's old and invisible? Because all of these things really impact how we experience this transition. So I hope that gives you a bit of a better idea of what menopause is. So as I said, average age 51, symptoms can start from the early 40s, and then some of those treatment options. So the medical, the complementary, the lifestyle options, the mindset. I nearly forgot about exercise. So exercise, really important. And this at this stage of life, exercise is about heart health, brain health, bone density, huge one. We really start to lose bone density rapidly as our estrogen levels drop and osteoporosis becomes a big risk factor. We also want to build as much muscle mass as possible to keep our metabolism going and to be able to keep moving and being active as we get older. So a really big one. Weight training, super important at this time of life as well. So as I said, I hope that's been helpful. Please reach out if I can help you anymore. Have a look at my website, thewellbeingtoolkit.com.au. Lots of resources there, lots of podcasts to listen to, blogs to download, and checklists as well. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for listening in. I really I appreciate you taking an interest to educate yourself and to try and support the women in your life.